Hello friends, welcome. So get the camera angle right, jeepers. Alright, welcome. I'm going to be painting these three witches today and hopefully finishing them off is the plan. They're pretty close, so okay, Timbo. Match Fixer, what's happening, mate? I've had an eventful weekend. Rocket moved out this weekend, and also my air conditioner broke during the week. Wonderful week for that to happen, let me tell you. So yeah, I've just been managing my way through those two wonderful occurrences. Did play board games last night, which was great. Brown Town. Yeah, what a fuckwit of a thing. I wasn't real happy. I'll give you the hot tip. The other day, which happened while I wasn't streaming in January, the aircon actually started leaking from a light fixture directly above me, and I spent a fair bit of money getting that repaired in January. So for it to die in this month, I'm not well pleased, but it is what it is. Can't change it. So we move forwards. Alright, so I'm sort of reaching that point on this piece where I feel like I'm not really doing anything that's making it better. I'm just fucking about. And so I need to find a positive way to conclude this project in the right manner. Which is to say that I could just go blip, 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 and call them done, but these are a wonderful memory and nostalgic model for me, and so I want to make sure that I conclude it in a positive way. So I don't just want to rush. I want to find some solutions to finishing parts of this that will look good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the base. Um, the more I think about the middle of it, the more I'm thinking I want to leave it. G'day, Mini Mancer. As is, I don't think that. I don't think it needs anything. I think the piece already tells an interesting story by itself, so it may not be necessary to do that. The idea of having a hand coming out or filling the hole with resin. And the second reason I feel that way is because of, well, this. Here we have sculpted liquid, and then we have resin liquid. The two don't really work together. Oh, you can see what I wrote. Laser magenta. It's weird. Purulent yellow. Well, that's the final question that I have, and it may be worthwhile to go for that. It may not be worthwhile. Well done, Bear Cave. One of the eternal challenges I have as a fucking miniature painter is the cost to benefit ratio. And by that I mean I'm going to sell this piece, right? Like I sell everything. And I'm not intending on this piece winning any awards or taking it to any model shows. So literally every moment that I spend painting it is either contributing towards the final price or not contributing towards the final price. And by that I mean I'll be able to sell this for whatever price I decide to put on it. But if I then spend another 10 hours on it, does that measurably increase the final price that I will be able to get for it? And that 10 hours is the last chunks of detail, the OSL, the freehand, whatever. And if all of that is not contributing to the final price, then I am spending another X amount of hours for effectively $0. Now I don't make them. I don't do it to make money, right? I'm not in the position where I need this as a job or a financial support so that I can eat or anything like that, right? So the money side of it is not the only factor that I consider. And in fact, the main factor I consider is, am I enjoying myself and am I enjoying the project? And is this contributing towards my improvement, me getting better, etc.? And that's always my first determining factor. So if I was sitting here feeling like, I'm loving every second of this, I would keep painting them until I felt like I wasn't loving every second of it anymore. That's just how I would approach it. I'm not quite feeling that enthusiastic at this juncture. So that's when the second decision comes in. Well, do I need to do more for me to be able to make a reasonable price on this? Well, yes, you need to finish it. Is doing a lot more worth it from a financial perspective? Probably not. Hey, Tom. I'm okay, buddy. G'day, Vipertron. That's a good question, Bear Cave. I have probably spent I've probably actually spent only about 6 hours on stream so far. So yeah, at the end of this, I'll be 9 hours, and then I think I spent probably about another 5 hours maybe painting. I basically did all of this chick off stream, so yeah, about 5 hours on her, I reckon. But this thing here is like one of my favorite things I've painted in forever. Like I fucking love it. I love looking at it. I love the colours. I love how vibrant it feels. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't know why. The colours are just, yeah. Look, this project is an interesting one. I mean, the price, and I'm quite open to talk about pricing. I think I've done it before on stream, and you know how I price my figures, and um, artists, miniature artists, criminally undervalue their own work, is my experience. From someone who's bought figures from people and sold quite a few, I think we have a general tendency to undercharge. But my approach is I basically take the cost of the models, cost of the materials, and then have a $40 an hour rate on how many hours I spend. So that's my ballpark. That usually gets me out at a number, and then I will sometimes apply the rule of cool, which will be, I really like how this figure came out, so I'm going to charge more, or on very rare occasions I'll sometimes go under. But yeah, rule of cool. So to ballpark this figure, these figures cost me a pretty penny to purchase because I bought them on the second-hand market. They cost me somewhere in the vicinity of, I just want to make sure I'm remembering correctly here, I think it was £600, which was $1,000. Gaming back? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I paid £6,600, which means these would have been about 1,000 AUD. So that's my starting point, and then I add $40 per hour spent. So I think we're probably going to be looking at about 15 hours. Maybe doesn't include assembly or something like that. So again, really cool. Well, it wasn't great at the time, the AUD. It certainly wasn't fucking £1 for fucking 500 Australian dollars. So it wasn't 30 grand, but anyway. So my dumb guy maths tells me that 2 by 4 is 8. So 20 by 40 is 800. Plus the cost of the figures. Gets me to about 1,500 USD. Is probably what I'll be ballparking this at. Now that's a fair chunk of cash, right? I don't really have that much cash to burn on little toy soldier figures very often. I have done, I have done, but I don't have it very often. So, and this is where that perspective of miniature painters undervalue their own work, because I think we sit there and go, well, that's a lot of money. I can't really, I would never pay that, so no one else will pay that. And that is the fallacy that many miniature painters make. There is absolutely a market of collectors and people willing to pay that amount of money for figures. Now, I'm not saying there's a lot of them, but there is some. And so your challenge as a display painter is to find your collectors that are willing to pay what you're worth. Now, I'm very lucky in that I've established a reputation to be able to price my figures at that sort of price range, and people are aware of my work, and so will usually pay that. But not everyone is in that position, and this is where it becomes challenging, right? If you have a piece that you won't sell because you're not well known enough, but if you priced it cheaper, you would sell it, should you do that? I'm not sure. Maybe. Again, it comes down to so many factors. Do you need the money? Are you in a position where if you don't sell it, you're gonna not eat for a week? You know, there's no judgment here, but as a rule, I think we need to try and convince even commission artists, that are painting figures and doing a figure for $5 a model. You know, you're killing yourself. Like, how on earth could you make a livable wage off $5 a model? You just can't. And yet you see it. They're fucking painting companies everywhere that do it. There's a certain economic reality around, you know, some of those companies live in countries where the $5 a model is, you know, a weekly wage for them. Because, you know, Poland, for example, if I was serious about becoming a professional miniature painter, I would need to move to Poland or somewhere, not necessarily Poland, but somewhere that is not Australia, where the cost of living is just astronomical. You know, I think Top will probably Google this for me, but the average wage in Poland is it's in zloty, but because the zloty's so fucking bad, I think it's about 600 AED. If I remember rightly, last time I checked, maybe it was 1200 AED actually. It's not much. That's all I know. And yet, as a miniature painter, when your work is universally priced, you know, there are collectors who would say, yeah, I'll have that, and they'll pay $1,000 US for a piece like, you know, say this, for example. With the exchange rate, that 1,000 US turns up on your doorstep as 1,800 USD. All of a sudden, you're above the average wage, and you've sold one figure. You know, there's an absolute much better return on investment. I, on the other hand, have a average minimum wage in Australia is about think the average wage now is about 70, maybe 65. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'm spouting off a lot of numbers here that are just guesses, so take this all with a grain of salt. But if you say you were clearing, $4,000 a month, five models, 6 models, you might just make that. So interesting. Interesting challenge. So I guess the moral of this story is don't become a professional miniature painter in Australia. Been a wonderful week for television, friends. Couple of great releases. The first episode of Ted Lasso. Yeah, might be all that you get. Second season of Shadow and Bone. I think Carnival Row is getting closer to having all the episodes released. Did enjoy that show, by the way, if you didn't watch it. It was quite good. And all of The Last of Us is out now, yeah, so I can start to watch that. Finally. Everybody's telling me what's wrong. I prove them wrong again. 'Cause yeah, it might be all that you get. Yeah, whole season dropped. Ooh, I fucking love it when they do that now. This doesn't happen that much, so it's fucking mad. Was Mando good, was it? another show that it decided to be. I'm perplexed by this conversation. Hello, Chromium. Owl's eyes are orange. It's 40 minutes a week project paperclip storyline. Ah, good. Love Emperor Palpatine. I've not watched any I say of The Mandalorian, except for short clips of Luke Skywalker. I wonder if that's a directional thing. Like, I wonder if someone from Disney started to take a hand and be like, you need to support the other works in the canon. Who knows? Not I. But yes, I think I'll put on my list of things to watch very soon. Shadow and Bone, season 2. I rewatched season 1 in anticipation of season 2 dropping, so that's exciting. So did the same with Carnival Row. I saw another TV show coming out saying something as well. It's coming out. I have to fucking remember what it is. I also, this week, I finished season 12 of Archer. Now, I've watched a lot of Archer. I reckon I've watched the first 8 seasons about fucking 10 times. But I have not, or had not, really watched much of the I don't want to say anything to spoil it, but some of the later seasons where there's a little bit more of a fantastical element. But I have to say, that I've now watched. Danger Island, the space one, and the other one several times, and they're good. The later seasons after that, I'd never watched. So to watch all of those now, I can confidently state that Archer is, without a doubt, one of my favourite television shows ever made. It is absolutely brilliant. If you're put off by watching cartoons, which I am a person who is put off by watching cartoons, you will still love Archer. Shadow and Bone. So it's based on a book series, and I've not read the book series. I've heard good things. I really, really, really enjoyed the show. It's one of those. It's one of those shows where I think they probably erred too much on the side of assuming people would have knowledge or that they would be able to infer a lot from context. I don't know that it does a great job of setting up this story. I don't know. Maybe you could disagree with me if you wanted. I'm not married to that strongly, but there's a lot of names. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff that happens. Having said that, I really liked it. I feel like they were really, really, really fortunate in getting Ben Barnes to play one of the lead characters, who bit of a Netflix darling actually. Now that I think about it, he's been in quite a few things, including The Punisher. But he's awesome. He really steals the show, I think, and makes everyone else better by virtue of being there. So, and once the story started to interweave several of its arcs together, that's when it started to really get good. So if you stick with the first couple of episodes, which probably take their sweet time, it comes together really well in the end. Yeah, there was some fantasy monsters present throughout the whole thing. They didn't really have as much of an impact. So we need to decide what project is up next. I'm still waiting on Bucks to send me a boat, so we can't start the pirates until I build the base and so forth. So what do I move into next? What piece is It's going to tickle my fancy. Well, that's a great question. What are the options? Let's have a look at some options, I think. I have some more Marvel Crisis Protocol. Did paint 7 or 8 of those models. We got the 7 dwarves. Are you doing a big one? You doing a big diorama? That'd be awesome. I love it. Good luck. We can do this. More Barker. I did some Inu Kingdoms busts. The collection's starting to trim down, which is good. Oh yeah, I got the Huntsman bust. Fuck, I didn't even know I had that. I like that, dude. That's a good bust. Interesting. Or I have a metric fuck ton of models for a diorama. I could just do a small. Yeah, that's actually got potential. That's actually got potential. What just popped into my head? What about if I did a diorama of only 3 models? Thank you, Topulus, for the great suggestion. For each of the 3 elements of the zodiac, each of the 4 elements of the zodiac. So I did a little diorama for the fire, a little diorama for the water, air, and earth. 1 for each. That could be cool. I was planning on doing them all on one big one, but what if I just did 4 small ones that you could put together? It's got potential. It's got a lot of potential, actually. Not really captivated by any of my other things at the moment. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, there is actually a 13th model that they gave with that set of all of them, which is this snake chick, which is like, I don't know how it relates to the zodiac, but I think it's got to do with Greek history or something. Don't know, but put that one in the middle. Oh, Captain Planet. A little clip popped up on my YouTube recommendations the other day, and it was the Red Viper of Dawn, talking to Tyrion in the jail, and he's basically talking about how Tyrion was just a baby, and Cersei was picking on him, and then it ends with the Red Viper of Dawn going, "I will be your champion." Fucking goosebumps, man. Anyway, it triggered me into basically talking about Game of Thrones with someone, and I said, and I'll say this again, everyone has forgotten how good Game of Thrones was in the first fucking 6 seasons. It was incredible fucking television. It took the whole world by storm. And just because we've all gone downhill after those 6 seasons and everyone's decided that it sucked, it will never take away how good those first 6 seasons were. We'll always have the Red Wedding. Like, fuck. I had even read the books, all of the books, and I could not stop watching the fucking show. I was like, this is awesome, and I even know what's going to happen. The show was just fucking incredible. Anyway. I've made that argument on many, many occasions. Heroes was a great show. It's weird. You're a weird guy, Top. You fucking. Are you looking at my browser history? I watched a YouTube video last night about Heroes. Because Heroes is another show that really lost its way in the middle. But that was because of the writer's strike. Yeah, exactly. I the first season of Heroes could be one of the best series of television ever made. That's maybe a bit far, but it was very, very good. Speaking of great first series of television, Glee, the first season of Glee is actually a very cohesive and fun and clever story. But yes, the writer's strike happened in the middle of season 2, or maybe it wasn't even in the middle, but it was like after a couple of episodes, all the writers went on strike, and they took what was normally a 22 episode season and it got turned into 13 episodes, where they had to basically can half of the storylines that they'd been working on for the seasons prior, and it really, really killed the show. It never recovered fully from that. The third season was much better, but yeah, it never ever reached the heights of the first season ever again. I was actually thinking to myself, I wanted to rewatch Heroes the other night. Yeah, for sure. What do you reckon is the perfect length of a season of television? Because when you look at modern television shows, they trim down the season length. You know, they're 8 episodes, they're 10 episodes, they're 13 episodes, and even a 13 episode feels like long now. You know, like watching Daredevil, it feels like there's a few episodes in there that are maybe filler, a little bit filler. Whereas, fucking hell, Buffy, Heroes, all those shows that were on years and years ago, they have like fucking 24 episodes or 23 episodes. It's wild. And we used to think that was normal. It's just so many, hey? Yeah, probably is too much. Just too much. Yeah. Yeah, the average runtime of an episode of television was 18 to 21 minutes, wasn't it? And you get the rest in ads. Wow. Yeah, Buffy and Angel, fantastic. I'm a diehard fan of those shows. Particularly Buffy. I think Buffy was the better of the two shows. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you anything that most people wouldn't already agree with, but Angel had some good seasons. Season 3 was particularly brilliant of Angel. But season 4 and 5 maybe lost its way a little bit, although it's been a while since I've rewatched season 5 of Angel. I'm sure it's still pretty good. But yeah, Buffy's got really not many bad seasons. The first season's probably the worst. 13 episodes long. Second season's the fucking Angel arc. Yes, the musical episode. Once More with Feeling. Season 6. Episode, I want to say 12? Maybe 13? So I walked through the fire. We walk through the fire and let it burn. I died so many years ago. You can't make me feel that it wasn't real. So let me rest in peace. Let me rest in peace. Let me get some sleep. I love James Masters. He does the voice of Harry Dresden for the Dresden Files audiobooks. G'day, Jared. How are you, buddy? I'm alright, mate. Been an action-packed week. Haha, Mando. You guys like Star Wars so much. I like it, but I don't like it as much as you guys. Alright, we need to decide what colour goop. Radioactive green. Some other colour. Is it a cauldron of blood? I don't know. These girls feel very much not like they're in a world of blood cauldrons. Orange is probably a really interesting call. Topulus, let's do orange. Good choice. Good choice. I'm not familiar with Lance Reddick. Who's Lance Reddick? Ah, bummer. The Wire. Great show. Yeah, I'm not much of a video game player. Makes me sound like an old dude, doesn't it? I'm not much for those video games. Things tickety boo. Played some Hogwarts Legacy though. It's been pretty fun. These kids these days on the old wireless. Yeah, I am on Buffy nostalgia. Man, that season 6 is a fucking punishing season. Alright, so I've done something on this piece which I wouldn't recommend you do all the time, but I certainly think it's a useful thing to try and do. Um, every single highlight on every colour, I've used the same highlight colour, or at least I've included it in the mixture, which is a yellow. It's called Purulent Yellow. I'll show you it in a second. And it is a warm yellow. And I think what that's done is it's given the piece a really nice harmony. All of the elements sort of work together, even though they're starting from a different base. They all feel like they're very similarly environments. So I feel like I want to add some more of this green on these friends. Like that green. It's good. Oh, there's little bottles here. Whee, little bottles. Fuck, do I include more of that green on the other ones? I just love it. I reckon it looks mad. think we should put it all together and see how it looks, because we're sort of now at the point where all of the little elements should be enough of their final state that we can get a little sense check. Zoom out. Done that so many times, Dano. Stop doing the same dumb shit. You're a dumb fuckhead. Good life advice in general, yeah. Alright, let's just hold it at the right angle for you all. I think we'll just turn each of these ladies a little bit. Alright, the first thing that jumps out is this hand and this skin tone needs work. I definitely feel like I want some more of this green, so I think I'm going to put it on this stick. And maybe I'll put this teal here. And yeah, maybe. I don't know that it needs it. I don't know that it needs to have OSL or a ring light. I'm not sure it adds anything. I'm absolutely convinced on the whole. By the way, we're not putting anything in it. We're leaving it as is. It's just a nice little package. Alright. So this chick needs some work on her hand. And the teal on that. Some sunny skin tone. Wow, that's lovely, isn't it? I had a question on my YouTube channel the other day, which was, what paper do you use? And if you're listening, friend, I just use Multix baking paper. However, the likelihood that that person has sat through an hour and 15 minutes of me painting to happen upon this single moment where I answered their question is minimal. And so as a result, I will reply to that person's comment as well. So that's just the type of bloke that I am. I feel like I've really enjoyed painting these figures, And I feel like I'm at a point in my painting career where I would have been able to do something really, really incredible with them if I spent another 10 years painting. But even if I did spend another 10 years painting, I probably would still feel like I was not good enough to paint these models. And so I'm really pleased that I just made the call to do them, because what a wonderful experience it's been painting these figures that have meant so much to me for so many years. Yeah, it is definitely a different colour palette. Tried to keep it all lacking saturation. I wonder if I should explore this colour palette idea further. Yeah. That's better. Yeah, we were talking about it before. So, Bucks and I have got a really cool Orc Pirate project that we're definitely going to start soon. But he's got the boat, so I can't start the project because I'm the one who's building it until he sends me the boat. So the next project will not be the boat project because I don't have a boat yet. So that leaves me with either a bust or one of the figures I have sitting behind me, or an idea that Topula's had, which is a great idea, which is I take my project that was initially going to be another 12 model diorama crazy talk for the elements, and I turn it into 4 smaller dioramas that potentially could link together with each of the 4 elements comprising the models from those dioramas in the zodiac for those specific elements. That was a really poor explanation, but water, earth, fire and air are the 4 elements, and the zodiac signs, each of them apply. I'm struggling with my words at the moment. I don't know why. Getting old. Maybe it's the fucking heat. Yeah, so we may do a small little diorama. So we'll grab them out in a second and we'll have a look at them and we'll decide if that's the right idea. My feeling is that it is. Ah, thanks, mate. Yes, it's also probably one of my favourite pieces I've done in a collection of many, many, many pieces that I've done. Let's use that one. And let's really just... Alright, the elements. Grab them down. Why the fuck do I buy so many of these fucking models, eh? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, here we go. So we have thank you, mate. So this is Aquarius, which is one of the water symbols. We'll grab the 3 water ones out, I guess. Pisces, Aquarius, and what's the other one? It's the crab one, isn't it? Oh, didn't I have a missing piece in my crab or something? I forget. Maybe I didn't. The crab one. Yes. Yes. We got done dirty here, mate. Those are the water signs. The water signs are not where it's at. Pisces, it's an interesting model, but I don't like the face. Aquarius, yeah, some nice shapes, but no. The crab one is the best one for Pisces. For the water one, whatever that one is, I don't know. Air symbols. I feel like we've got Libra, Virgo, Gemini. Is that right? Earth is, or is Sagittarius an air symbol? I've got to look it up. What will we Google here? Elements of zodiac signs. Perfect. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So fire. 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 These are some good figures. So Leo is... Am I zoomed out as far as I can go? No. Yeah, so Leo is that guy. He's mad. Aries is that guy. He's mad. And the two of those are in action poses, so that is a good start. This guy is not in an action pose, but he could be at the back. Yeah, that could work. So the fire one will be easy. That's good. The earth ones are really, really good. But I think my favourite's the air. Earth is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Is Virgo an earth sign? Huh. That is not a representative model for an earth sign, I've got to tell you. Taurus, mad. Virgo, mad. And what was the other one? Capricorn, which is my favourite model in the whole thing, which is the dude sitting on the chair. I think that might be the one, because the dude sitting on the chair is awesome. And then the air signs are also fucking brilliant. Scorpio is not an air sign, is it? Surely. Is it an air sign? It's a water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. How is Aquarius an air sign, for fuck's sake? Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do that. Hey! Almost. Gemini, Libra is a great model. Look at that. Look at that figure. That is sublime. I love that. Gemini, Libra. What's the other one? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm perplexed by that. How is Aquarius not a fucking water sign? Yeah, for sure. Alright, I've decided it's gonna be the earth ones. So the earth ones will be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Cool. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Alright, we'll come back to that because we might even do a little bit of assembly. Cool, has this dried? It basically has. Let's add some green. And then I reckon we might be done. I reckon we might be calling it a day. We'll see anyway. Bit of green, bit of green. And paint some green, then paint some green, then paint some green. I'll tell you what, I've found my rhythm a bit with painting. I certainly was off the boil a few months ago, but I definitely think I've landed back in a nice space. And yeah, I feel like the brushes are starting to do what I tell them again, and I'm feeling feeling the enthusiasm. Which I wasn't not enthusiastic about painting, but it was just we talked about it. Sometimes you just feel a little bit off. Other times, your head's not in the right space. So I feel like I'm starting to want to dive into some of the bigger projects and really find my voice. Much like John Farnham. Let's call me Farnsey. Dano, you're the voice, trying to understand it. Make a noise and make it clearer. Whoa, whoa. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, am I tapping out? Am I tapping out on this project right now? Have we reached critical mass? I reckon we are pretty damn close. I think I just want to do a tiny little bit of airbrushing. On these ladies. Just to put some colour at the bottom. not do that? Not sure. Maybe I won't. Weeps all the halls and not a soul to hear. And now the rains weep all the halls and not a soul to hear. But burn, burn, bum. But burn, burn. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Ugh. Ugh. Where am I going to sign this bad boy? What an interesting question. Maybe I'll sign the back of the cauldron, actually. That'd be fun. How many times do you know? G'day, Saint Tubus. Welcome. The book's okay. I think, on the whole, this project will go down as a successful, wonderful, that is not one of my best ever, but it's good. It's good enough. I like it. Alright, well, I'm going to leave those to dry. I'm going to do a varnish, and then I'm going to take some photos of them later on. That's going to be a cool feeling. Let's have a look at these earth signs and see how we feel. So Virgo stands on the right. Capricorn sits in the middle. Taurus stands on the left. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Do I have a plinth? Looks like I might need to go visit my mate Jimbo. Yeah, Pisces can get fucked. Might need to go visit my mate Jimbo for some bases. So do I have a chunk of wood I can use? Actually, I might do, now that I think of it. Yes, good. It obviously won't be this wide, but I can use this piece of wood as a placeholder. This guy is the coolest. He sits on this fucking throne. You sit on a throne of lies. So he is there. So he needs to be the tallest at the center. So he needs to be sitting above. This guy is on the next level, and Virgo's at the bottom level. When I'm planning composition, friends, I try to think in a number of directions. So I try to think of forward positioning and rear positioning on the diorama, and I try to think of height. So we have a tall element and a small element. You want to try and have a very natural cyclical flow to the figure where your eyes are drawn around the figure in a nice way, figures. And sometimes that means using height or lines on figures. So for example, if we look at this Virgo, she has a really diagonal shape. This fucking camera's not close enough. Dano, what are you doing? Relax, mate. I'm killing myself here. The line, fuck me, the line of her sword is pointing down, or it could also be looked to be pointing up. So if we put her down the bottom right, the sword sort of forces your gaze to go up towards the middle. You could also put her on the top left, and it would cause you to go down. However, I think because of the shape of the flow, I feel like she's going to be a better like end point on the right than she would be on the top left. She's got a very flat left side, right? And so if you put her on the left, you've just got this very flat ending. Whereas if she's in the middle, or she's on the right side, this part's in the middle, and we can create a line of negative space here alongside whatever's next. There's a lot of how's the form of fucking Scale 75, by the way, putting stop piracy on their thing when those guys fucking stole artwork from someone else to make a figure? Stitcher. Taurus. Is this Taurus's cloak? What does he look like? There it is. So this guy goes on the left side, and he's going to be beneath him. All of them be looking inwards. Yes. Yes, yes, this has wonderful legs. This is a great idea. Do we want the helmeted Taurus head or the unhelmeted Taurus head? Let's zoom in and you can all have a look. I like them both actually. I like this one because I think it's cooler, but it'll be harder to paint. This one's got an interesting face. Helmet seems like to go. Ooh, I wonder if they've all got that little elemental symbol. Thank you. Thank you, Topulus. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate your support. You're a kind and generous man. Okay. Oh, this guy's got a fucking... This guy's got two heads as well. Whilst that is a cool head, there's never in a million years going to paint anything but this fucking mad dog. Look at his face. What a legend. What a legend. Let's go here. Yes, cool. Man, I love this model. Yes, I have. It is moderately okay. It's got a stabby spear that he's sitting on. Cool. Alright, next question. Do we use this bad boy? I don't think we do. I think we save this for something else. So I think the throne is the element that we want. So we'll do that. What's the time? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. No wonder I'm fucking hungry. I'm feeling hungry. Oof, that is outstanding. This is a glorious flappy cloak. This is a glorious, glorious flappy cloak. I love this model. This is a sublime figure. Maybe the best from the Kickstarter? I honestly feel like this Kickstarter had some giant hits and some fucking giant misses. Like Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Aries. This one, the fucking Libra. Absolute bangers. The Crab, bangers. And then you've got some real dog shit ones in there. Actually, there's probably only 3 dog shit ones now that I think of it. Probably only 3 really dog shit ones. So. Camera work's been awful today. She's got a bent sword. It's a real shame. Alright, I might glue her together. So, I don't know that I realised this, but they all came with their little zodiac symbols. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. Maybe I'll incorporate them on the base. Mate, this glue is $2 super glue from my local fucking supermarket. It is the cheapest super glue I can buy. What the fuck bit goes there? Missing a piece on this girl. That'd be disappointing. I'm missing several pieces on these ones, I think. New money, suit and tie, I can bleed like a magazine. You look like my next mistake. Or maybe it's not a issue. What is this bit? Where does this bit go? This knee. I see. I can zoom out a bit, yes. I've had a shocker today on the camera work, I've got to tell you. I don't know why. There's no other bits left, Dano. Yeah, it has to be this, doesn't it? Yep. It surely does. And there it is. You're not a complete pillock. Yeah, this figure's sensational. Alright. We might go for an all-in-one glue job here. This is a technique reserved for only the best hobbyists. I will use PVA glue, or I will use milliput to fill in the gaps. Or occasionally super glue. See you, Jared. Thanks, buddy. You too. I hate sub-assemblies. Absolutely hate them. I will only do it in the direst of circumstances. Where there is no other option. Because of an absolute inability to get to a model. Or a certain area of a model. No, the sub-assemblies suck. You don't want to do them unless you absolutely have to. That is all looking good. And this here, no doubt. You know, that part actually doesn't really worry me. Like, the filling of the gaps afterwards, if you use PVA glue, is really easy. And because PVA glue dries clear, you don't obscure any of your work that you've done. She's a maniac on the floor. Oh no, you fucked up, Deno. Recover, son. Yeah, just water it down a little bit, not too much, or then it doesn't fill the gap. Just sort of runs around. Oh, this is a great model. Look at this. will say that it's not a great assembly slash cast. But the figure's awesome. So it's gonna be forever, or it's gonna go down in flames. I very rarely like extra flippy bits, so I don't think we'll use this extra flippy bit. This is scale 75, mate. They were a Kickstarter, but so they might not be available to the general public now yet. Maybe they are. Have to check their website. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's some bangers. There's also some shockers, but I think the bangers outweigh the shockers. That, and I don't want to use that flippy bit, so we're definitely going to have to sculpt some hair. But that's okay, that'll be easy enough. Cool. Alright, so her position is down the bottom here. His position is at the top here. And you can't see what I'm doing because once again, my camera work sucks today. And this guy's here. Yeah, that's awesome. It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad, friends. This is going to be a straight banger. I am sure of it. So, with that note, I'm going to depart these fair shores and go have some lunch. But probably tomorrow on Party Monday, you will all see maybe these figures together and ready to roll. That'll be exciting, actually. I hope that happens. That'd be really good. I'll keep those. I'll put the rest away. Cool. Write that a million times. Thank you, Topulus. Let's go see who's on. We can do a little raid. Skelly B, does she let raids? She stopped people raiding for a while. She's painting a towel. Yeah, I'll see if I can raid Skelly B. Might not be able to. I think I tried to raid her a while ago and didn't allow raids maybe. Thank you, Chromium. Awesome, friends. Catch us all very soon. Big dinner.